Hi, it's Dyke from Groovy Entertainment. Today we got a book to read for you. Today, book is Scruffy the Tugboat from 1946. So let's get started. Scruffy was sad. Scruffy was cross. Scruffy sniffed his blue smokestack. A toy store is no place for a red-painted tugboat, said Scruffy. And he sniffed his blue smokestack again. I was meant for bigger things. Perhaps you would not be cross if you went sailing, said the man with the polka dot tie who owned the shop. So one night he took Scruffy home to his little boy. He filled the bathtub with water. Sail, little tugboat, said the little boy. I won't sail in the bathtub, said Scruffy. A tub is no place for a red painted tugboat. I was meant for bigger things. The next day, the man with the polka dot tie and his little boy carried Scruffy to a laughing brook that started high in the hill. Sail, little tugboat, said the man with the polka dot tie. It was spring, and the brook was filled to the brim with water, and the water moved in a hurry. As all things move in a hurry when it is spring, Scruffy was in a hurry too. Come back, little tugboat, come back, cried the little boy as the hurrying Brentford brook carried Scruffy downstream. Not I, tooted Scruffy, not I. This is the life for me. All that day, Scruffy sailed along with the brook past the meadows filled with cowlips, past the women washing clothes on the banks, past the little wood filled with violets. Cow came to the brook to drink. They stood in the cool water, and it was fun to sail around between their legs and bump softly into their nose. It was fun to see them drink, but when a white and brown cow almost drank Scruffy, instead of the brook cool water, Scruffy was frightened. That was not fun. Night came, and with it the moon. There was nothing to see but the quiet trees. Suddenly an owl called out, "Hoot hoot, toot toot," cried the frightened tugboat, and he wished he could see the smiling face of the man with the polka dot tie. When morning came, Scruffy was cross instead of frightened. I was meant for bigger things, but which way am I to go? He said, but there were only one way to go, and that was the running water where the two brooks met to form a small river, and with the river sailed Scruffy, the red painted tugboat. He was proud when he sailed past village people, built villagers at the edge of my river, said Scruffy, and he straightened his blue smokestack. Once Scruffy River joined a small jammed with logs. Here was men in heavy jackets and great boots, walked about on the floating logs, trying to pry them free. Toot toot, let me through, demanded Scruffy, but the men paid no attention to him. They pushed the log apart so they would drift with the river to the sawmill in the town. Scruffy bumped along with the jolting logs. Ouch, he cried, and two logs bumped together. This is a fine river, said Scruffy, but it is very busy and very big for me. He was proud when he sailed under the bridge. My river is so wide and so deep that people must build bridges to cross it. The river moved through big towns now instead of visitors. And the bridge over was very wide enough so that many cars and trucks and streetcars could cross all at once. The river got deeper and deeper. Scruffy did not have to tuck up his bottom. The river moved faster and faster. I felt like a train instead of a tugboat, said Scruffy, as he hurried along. He was proud when he passed the old sawmill with its water wheel. But high in the hill and mountain, the winter snow melted. Water filled the brook and rushed from there into the small rivers. Faster and faster it flowed to the great river where Scruffy sailed. There is too much water in this river, said Scruffy, as he pitched and tossed on the waves. Soon it will splash over the top of, and what a flood there will be. Soon great armies of men came to save the fields and town from the rushing water. They filled bags with sand and put them at the edge of the river. They are making higher banks for the river, shouted Scruffy, to hold the water back. The water rose higher and higher. The men built the sandbags higher and higher. Higher went the river, higher went the sandbags. At last, the water rose no more. The flood water rushed onto the sea, and Scruffy raced along with the flood. The people in the fields in the town were safe. On went the river to the sea. At last, Scruffy sailed into the big city. Here the river widened, and all about were docks and waves. Oh, it was a busy place and noisy place. The crane groaned as they swung the cargo into great ships. The potters shouted as they carried suitcases and boxes on board. Horses stampeded, and trucks motor roared, streetcars clanked, and people shouted. Scruffy said toot toot, but nobody noticed. Uh-oh, cried Scruffy when he saw the sea. There's no beginning, there's no end to the sea. I wish I could find the man with the polka dot tie and his little boy. Just as the little red painted tugboat sailed past the last piece of land, a hand reached out and picked them up, and there was the man with the polka dot tie with his little boy beside him. Scruffy is home now with the man with the polka dot tie and his little boy. He sailed from one end of the bathtub to the other. This is the place for a red painted tugboat, said Scruffy, and this is the life for me. So that was Scruffy Scruffy the Tugboat for 1946. So if you like, subscribe, share, and comment, and have a groovy day with another video coming out real soon.